Matters.
This is Dark Matters.
The matters tonight are as dark as ever.
Getting an ad for Peacock here.
What do I have? I have some type of video game? No, I guess it's an antiperspirant product of some kind.
Twitch, good luck starting your show off in an interesting way. That should be their slogan.
Hunty only has a 15-second commercial, which is a real
Nice.
boon in these times.
So that's all we could get. Maybe they knew it's our show, and then they were like, "Sorry, only 15 seconds for you."
Because our show is just that hot.
So our show's that hot, and they know we want to get to it.
They do know we want to get to it.
They want to know we don't want to dilly dally.
On this show, if you're a fan of the show, you know that dilly dallying is not tolerated.
We're 100% anti dilly dallying. Now it might be a little bit of a do as we say, done as we do kind of situation.
It's true.
Because like 90% of the show probably ends up being
dilly dallying in some form or another.
DDing, as I'll say from now on. DDing.
How was your week? What have you? What's been?
I put together some IKEA furniture.
I put together some IKEA furniture.
What? IKEA twins?
Yeah.
OMG.
Outdoor furniture.
Outdoor
furniture that I put together with myself and my wife.
Oh, you didn't just do it yourself then. Myself implies it's just you.
I did have.
I did not have help.
Well, your wife is pregnant.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the fact that I didn't have help. How many times did you scream in frustration? And then guess how many times I did?
Probably you screamed a lot. You're definitely one who lets their frustration be known when it exists. So
wow, I don't think of myself that way, but it's probably true.
I would guess, you screamed maybe 3 times.
Oh,
maybe 4.
Right, 2. I screamed 2 times.
2 times.
Yeah.
I don't get very passionate about building furniture.
It's not about passion, Mike. 0. It's not like I'm passionate about IKEA furniture. It's like it's just frustration. Frustration has nothing to do with passion. Ice Cream Cone in the chat is calling me Mr. No Fun.
Damn!
Wow. I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked from all sides.
Jay Fleischman notes that these are in fact new glasses. Yes.
Wow, I didn't notice.
Yes. They are new glasses. They have a new. They also have a new branding. So I tried to get to.
Oh, look! They have anti-reflective coating on them too. I can see your eyes.
They do. Yes. You can. I can actually observe the show, and you guys can still see my pupils. It's great.
Wow! Great things happening in 2021.
Huge. Yeah. A lot of big stuff. Big and good.
Wow, things are changing. And tonight we're talking 2021 predictions.
What do you I mean, we're already 2 days deep into 2021. Anything happen that I should know about?
So my neighbors had more people over today.
Amazing.
They had people over, and my friend of the show, Winston Carter, came by. I lent him a saw.
Nice.
And so like him and his girlfriend stood dutifully at the end of our curb with masks on, and I just like sheepishly handed them the saw, and we talked from like 20 feet away. Meanwhile, like 2 full unmasked families are emerging from my neighbor's house going into their cars. So I talked to Winston from like 20 feet away for like 2 minutes, and I turn to go back to my house, and my neighbors are like, start talking to me, and they don't have masks on, and they're like, well, when's the baby due? And I'm like, end of February.
Jeez.
And then they're like, well, I hope we'll be out of it by then. Hope things will get better by then. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, thanks for doing your part. By having constantly having people over at your fucking house.
They do have people over at their house. Is UFC still happening?
I don't know. It's not happening outdoors. They may have moved the party indoors because it's too cold.
There was a thing for like UFC has become the dystopian sport that I think 2020 wanted or needed, where they had like Fight Island.
Yeah, Fight Island. I remember that.
They would just import people to fight each other on an island in the most super villainous way possible.
Oh, I should turn my video on for you so you can see me.
Thank you. Yes, that is.
Sorry, I forgot
helpful.
to do that. Look at what we're doing right here, Michael. We're dilly-dallying. We said we wouldn't.
We are.
And then we started doing it.
And yet we ended up doing it. It's a shame. It's a real
shame on us.
Damn shame.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Fans of the show. Don't forget, the Shame on Us show.
Shame on us.
So 2021, it's happening. But there will be a lot more things that happen before the end of 2021. Ideally, we'll all get vaccinated. I'm looking forward to that very much.
We should do over-unders. I want to do over-unders, like over-under when we'll get vaccinated, over-under when we'll be able to hang out in person, whatever other over-unders you could think of. And give us a call, 818-650-3275. Give us your over-unders.
Yeah, have you seen I'm sure you've looked at the tiers. We haven't talked so much about it, but you've looked at the CDC tiers.
The tier? Oh, I thought you meant tiers, TEARS.
No.
I haven't looked at the tiers.
I am
tiers for what?
The tiers for when people are getting are supposed to get the vaccine.
Oh, you're in the last. You're in the last tier.
I'm in the
last
tier. Yes. Yeah. I am like at the very end of the line, which is good. That's as it should be.
We've got some opposition to the amount of headroom that you've got.
Oh, let's see. The problem with tilting my camera down is that this is a webcam, which means I either have to get closer or I've got to.
Whoa! Yeah. Look at that.
I've got to figure this.
Getting a lot of shirt there. Look at this. By popular. Look at this. This is what you asked for. We give you what you asked for here on This Is Dark Matters. But look, tonight is all about 2021, the year 2021.
Hashtag Biohazard.
We want to know what's going to happen. Like, we could guess, or we can just get experts on the phone live with us to just tell us.
People who know, and people who know without knowing,
So we're gonna welcome one on right now. Dark Matters.
This is Dark Matters.
Hey there. How you fellas doing?
Hi there. Is this
Doing
Austin?
This is Austin. How are y'all?
We're doing great. And Austin, how do you pronounce your last name?
Muse.
Austin Muse. This is and Austin. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and your practice and your area of expertise?
Yeah. So I've been doing tarot, astrology, numerology, and general intuitive work for about 8 or 9 years here in Los Angeles. It's my full-time job. Been doing it, along with a little bit of music, movies, stuff like that. But for all intents and purposes, it is my day job, and just been trying to help people make good spiritual decisions with their lives, and that's pretty much what I do.
Very cool. When did you start to? So we've talked to a lot of psychics over the history of the show. I mean, when did you sort of become aware of your abilities?
Looking back, I think I did well in school due to my psychic type of abilities. But then I smoked a bunch of weed in high school and was kind of an idiot for a number of years. So I probably disconnected from all that for a good while. And then kind of came back to it with more spiritual training in my mid-20s and kind of reconnected with myself and tried to get some with the help of some people who got some bad energy off of myself, and that kind of helped my connection to reawaken, if you will. So I'd say like 25, 26, somewhere in there. I kind of started getting the vibe back in a big way. But even before that, when I was doing like chanting and stuff like that, I would start to have a lot of premonition stuff, like just little crap that will happen to most people, but they won't really recognize it. Of like, you just know who's calling before they call, and just little things, and then it progresses quite rapidly once you start practicing it on a day-to-day basis. Because just like anything, you get better with time, and unlike a lot of people would lead you to believe with astrology and tarot, it's a very hands-on thing. It's just like a carpenter, until you've built 100 houses, you might not be a master carpenter. You kind of have to see more people to get better at it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, we've had a lot of different ways people have been awakened. I do think it's interesting because we've had the majority, I would say, of the psychics that we've had on the show are women who seem to come to it like quite young. They'll they'll connect with a family member, either like often their mother or an aunt or grandmother, something like that. But it's cool. I feel like men are different in this regard, or at least in what we found. Yeah, and for me, it's intimately linked with Tai Chi, Qigong, and other spiritual practices that I do. But I do firmly believe that everyone has a birthright to intuition, and it's just your willingness to cultivate it, to awaken it in some sense. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that rare. Yeah.
All right, so let's rip the Band-Aid off. 2020, obviously a very tumultuous year for many people. A lot of people excited about 2021. Do you have any particular insights into 2021, or how would this work best? Should we ask you questions? What would be the best process here?
I can go on a little bit of a rant if I have the floor for
absolutely
just a tad bit, and then you can ask me questions if you like.
I love a nice rant. So yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay, beautiful. So, in terms of the tarot, the cards that we were dealing with 2020 were the Sun and the Eight of Swords. And anyone who's familiar with the tarot can kind of go and look those up. If you're not familiar with those two cards, the Sun is actually quite a positive card. The Sun brings light and happiness and joy to a lot of things. But the Eight of Swords, in no uncertain terms, could be considered one of the 3 or 4 worst cards in the deck. And so that's where you get the social isolation. It's literally a textbook definition of the Eight of Swords. So it's kind of hilarious. When I showed people that for the first time, just on Facebook, and my friends, they were like, holy flippin' hell, I can't believe it's that accurate, but it really, really is. But what we were seeing this year is really just a warm up for next year. Next year, we're really going to see a lot of intensity kind of ramp up. But it's in controlled spurts, I guess you'd say. It's like 1 month on, 1 month off. So 1 month will be kind of crazy, the next month will be kind of calm. It's going to be kind of to and fro. But people who are expecting a calmer 2021, I think, will be disappointed. I personally don't really go by the Western calendar. I'm more of an Eastern calendar fan. So I don't believe we've fully transitioned. But I don't think that anyone should be disappointed or sad, because in my honest opinion, and this sounds like a trite trope or whatever you want to call it, but there will be more spiritual opportunities in 2021 than most people have had in their entire lifetime, or at least since 1999. Why do I say that? I say that because the card that we're going into the Nine of Swords, which, you know, is kind of a crappy card too. But the Nine of Swords is really about paper tigers, to be honest. Like, it's all about overcoming fear. And, you know, if you can overcome your own personal fears, whatever they may be, maybe you're afraid of, you know, maybe as a collective consciousness, we were all deeply afraid of being alone or lonely. And so we're being forced into, like, a situation where we have to overcome that fear.
Sorry,
I can't really speak to that.
Can I butt in
ahead.
for a sec? What is the Eastern calendar?
That's a question some people in the chat
The
had.
Eastern calendar. Oh yeah, the Eastern calendar is the lunar calendar, which goes kind of by Chinese New Year, which I believe this year would be February 12th. I believe. Don't quote me, but
Okay.
last time I looked, I think. And that would be going from the year of the rat to the year of the ox in the Chinese. And the reason I believe the Western calendar is just kind of arbitrary, if you will, is it doesn't really have much in terms of spiritual roots. It was more established by just the aristocracies of the time that were just like, yeah, I think the frickin' first of the year should be this day. And it doesn't necessarily line up with cosmic cycles and that type of energy, if that makes any sense. So the lunar calendar, while most people are like, oh, it doesn't account for the leap year or this and that, it's actually a very deep calendar, and it does account for the leap year because every 12 years there's kind of like a mini reset that, you know, makes it align with the leap year kind of phenomenon, if that makes any sense at all. So it does account for the leap year. It's just most people haven't investigated it very much. But anyway, it is a good system, I believe, because it is closer to in tune with more in tune with our own internal psychology as human beings and our own natural processes in terms of winter transitioning into spring and this type of energy. Because the darkest energy of the year is the energy in like January, and it's kind of like a time when, you know, it's kind of more for closure than for new opportunities. So anyone looking to launch a business this next year would be advised to do so like after that New Year time.
There we go. First prediction of the year. If you're launching a business, wait until you know the Chinese calendar turns over.
There you go.
That's really
There you
not
go.
going to
But-
do well for our
but-
publishing business, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. Sorry, you Austin, you keep going.
Oh, no problem. It's one of those things where if you already had something going on, then it's all good. Like, it seems like your publishing business is probably a continuation from some other kind of jazz y'all had rocking. And if that's the case, it's not a big deal. But for like big new initiatives, maybe best to wait a little bit. But anyhow, long story short, the reason I don't believe anyone should be in despair or anything like that is because if you look at the year 1999, that's the last time we were in this energy that we're going to be in 2021, or that we are in now, which is the year of judgment. Not judgment. What the hell am I talking about? It is judgment. I'm tripping. Sorry, fellas. Judgment is my favorite card in the whole tarot deck, and it's a card of like very, very peak creativity. So it's kind of a best of times, worst of times thing. So you are going to have people that are just at their absolute rock bottom low next year, but you're also going to have people who transition that rock bottom low into some sort of peak creative experience. So I don't want anyone to think like, oh, just because it's going to be rocky, I can't do something great. In fact, you know, it's kind of the quandary of human existence that, like, when we're really pushed to the wall is sometimes when we do our best work, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense to me.
So,
Now I have, not to make this personal, I have a new baby that's going to be born at the end of February, so that would be, I guess, into the next year, next Eastern year. What does the year of birth and being born in this year, does that really tell us anything about what his life is going to be like?
It is. It is. There's a lot of indicators there. When we look at the year of the ox for personal birth charts, we look at people who are like hardworking. It's kind of the Western equivalent of like a Taurus type of energy, where they're usually focused and stubborn and kind of like dogmatic in their determination to pursue just a few things. It's rare to find an ox that's like a jack of all trades. They're more focused on one or two kind of diligent things that they have going on. It's not to say they can't master a lot of things. It's just to say they do things kind of methodically, one at a time. Like, I'm going to work on this, and then, that kind of an energy. And then, when we look at the judgment card, is the kind of background for birth. It's just saying, whoever's born in that year has a capacity to really transcend their own, spiritual, it's a very high spiritual achievement card, where you can either, really, really develop in this lifetime as a spiritual soul, or you can kind of turn to the dark side and go pretty low. Because judgment has that really polarizing, like, type of energy, where it's like people either really, really grasp onto it and take the spiritual road, or they go against their spiritual judgment and kind of sell out and, do things that are against their own higher soul nature. So it seems contrarian in that sense, but it's hard to master the high spiritual road in life. I mean, how many people really act like fully self-actualize? You know what I mean? It's harder than people want to give it credit for, to be a fully fledged human being, because we're dealing with a lot of people in society now that just have no interest in doing that. They would rather, watch TV and chill out and hang out with their friends, and that's all good. That's their choice. That's their personal thing. But if you're wanting to self-actualize, it's a never-ending job until the day of your death. You're working towards it.
Yeah.
So it's intense, and so people prefer comfort. And we're kind of taught to like comfort and comfortable things and get money and just retire early and chill. It's like that's what a lot of people in society think is like the road to happiness. But
does seem like sorry.
Yeah, and so for some people that totally works well, and that's not a big deal. But for other people, they still feel restless once they get the money and the whatever, and then they either keep working on themselves and figuring it out, but the soul always is going to keep prodding us. No matter what, the soul is always going to kind of keep knocking on our door to get us to do what we're meant to do in this life. Whether we ignore it or not, that's another thing. And that's where a lot of people turn to drugs and alcohol, is to kind of shut down the soul and just, I don't have to listen to this voice in my head anymore, so I can just, I can just tune it out.
Yeah.
But, and I get it, it's tough. It's tough to always be engaged. So, but anyway, but like I said, next year is a peak creative year. People who are artists of any kind should be like jumping for joy, because if you look at the year 1999, the best movies of my generation and a lot of people's generation came out in that year.
Yeah, for sure.
Another interesting thing. Go ahead.
Ooh, sorry. Ooh, sorry. What was so special about 1999? I mean, I guess it was a highly creative year, but like what? I guess what came out of it?
Well, you just had a lot of peak creative works, things that were never matched up until this day. You had films that were very, very thought-provoking and spoke to people on multiple levels. And then, if you look at the music and a lot of the things after that point, it was kind of like the consciousness level kind of dipped, for whatever reason.
People in the chat are asking what would be your 3 favorite films from 1999.
I mean, The Matrix is always one. I think you look at Fight Club as a very indicative film of the rise and fall of like modern masculinity and what masculinity really means. And I think that was a very important film. And I'm trying to think of a
Well,
third.
my favorite, being John Malkovich, one of my favorite movies, came out in 1999.
Yeah, another great film.
Magnolia.
I don't know what my third would be.
I
I'd have to think
googled.
about
I
it,
wouldn't
but-
remember off the top of my head. I just googled it real quick.
Magnolia was
But
was
you-
99.
Yeah, American Beauty.
Tom
not
Cruise
my favorite
was
movie,
still
but-
sane. Wow.
Yeah. Blair Witch Project. Any Given Sunday. Oh, Office Space. Man on the Moon.
Office Space.
Yeah.
Office
Oh,
Space.
Audition. The Takashi. The Iron Giant. Oh, there's a lot of good movies.
Oh yeah, the Iron Giant. Hell yeah.
8mm.
Yeah, I'd have to look at a complete.
Not-
It's in. You can trace this phenomenon back further, even into the original Star Wars was 22 years before that, I believe. I think Star Wars was in 77, so it was 22 years before. So this cycles through every 22 years, and you get like that peak year. So it's an exciting time. I'm not gonna knock it, and people just have to overcome their fears, whatever their fears are. Like, if I have a message for everyone in 2021, like whatever you're most afraid of, like figure it the frick out. Like just start working. To because even a fear of death. I mean, we have to overcome everything in this life. We have to be able to transmute the materiality, because it's temporal. We all die in the end, so it's transition in some capacity. So it's just a matter of figuring out what's most important and working on that, and ignoring the superficial. And unfortunately, a lot of mass mental illness will happen this year. A lot of people will be having anxiety breakdowns, depression, this type of thing. But we can't control what everyone else does out there in the streets. We have to focus on ourselves. We have to make sure our life is in good working order. And, a lot of people who relied upon the quote unquote party culture, they have no outlet now. They have no emotional, spiritual outlet. So they're kind of between a rock and a hard place. And, so you just have to press on. You have to find your outlets. Find things to keep you, centered and grounded and moving forward in some sort of direction. And, of course, there's going to be a lot of businesses go out of business because of all this stuff, but a lot of businesses will come to take their place. So I kind of look at it as it's kind of like the pawns are off the chessboard. So whatever moves you're trying to make this year, it's big risk and reward. So you can move the queen straight across the board, because a lot of people aren't going to be out on the playing field because they don't want to take the field at this point. They're not wanting to take a risk. But I would say for people who feel comfortable and confident, they should take risks this year. And unless you're born in the year of the ox, then maybe not as much good for taking risks. But the other years should be pretty confident taking risks this year and being okay with it.
All right, great. We've got some calls here. Dark Matters.
This is Dark Matters.
Okay, I know who this is. This is a frequent caller to the show. This is Nosferatu. Nosferatu, do you have a question for our guest?
That's
All right, that was Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. No question. No questions.
All right, well, thank you, Nosferatu. Oh, we have another call. Dark Matters.
This is Dark Matters.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's me, Deb Jones.
Oh, hi, Deb.
Hey Deb, how's it going?
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
I think. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, think it's safe to say, I think we've all been better. I guess, I was sort of torn because, I sort of have always felt like if a message was supposed to get to me, that it would, arrive on its own, right? That it was sort of needful to, like, seek out an answer. But, I figure, what the hell, let me give it a shot. I've been tossing around the idea of opening up my own Subway shop. To be clear, much like the other Subway restaurant chain, where I'd just be making Subway sandwiches for people. But lots of salami. And does your guest think that that's a good or a bad idea?
I mean, with your background, I would say that there's nothing prohibiting it. Do I think that it's something that will keep you engaged for the long term? No, but it's a decent moneymaker, so there's no reason not to.
Now, forgive me because I couldn't hear that well. But it's kind of loud in my apartment. But did you say coming from my background?
Yeah.
So you know that I'm a script supervisor?
Yeah, but honestly, it's not a rocket science type of business to open a Subway, so you're going to be fine. It's not necessarily something that's beyond your capacity. You should be good to go.
Should be good to go. Oh, well, that's great to know. Well, hats off to you, and I wish you a blessed New Year.
All right. Well,
Same to you, my
thank
dear.
you, Deb. Always
Deb.
love when Deb Jones calls. Now, Austin. Can I call you Austin? Do you have
Yeah,
a sense
go
of
for it.
what lies ahead for Michael and I just from talking to us? Is that something that you're able to do?
Yeah, I traditionally like to get birthdays, but yeah, who wants to go first, Michael or what was your name?
I'll go.
Sorry,
I'll
You
go
can
first.
give your
sure.
birthday, right?
Yeah, my birthday is September 24th.
And the last four of your social.
What year?
87.
Yeah,
Last four of my
87, okay.
social.
yeah, I'm good. Okay. You said September what? 24th?
It's September 24th, 87. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. I'll look up one thing. So yeah, this is a little bit more challenging than last year for you, but it's still a very, very good time for group projects and community type of work. Anything that you can do that involves other people, remotely, whatever, however you can work with people should be quite prosperous this year. I would say emotional development wise, there might be some friction in the family unit, this type of thing, but work should be pretty stable and solid this year. You shouldn't
Okay.
have any huge hiccups.
Okay.
You keep
Cool.
folding those proteins or whatever you're doing over there.
That's
That
what
what
I
you're doing?
do.
You're folding
That's what I do.
proteins?
I go in, they give me a protein, and I just I wrap it up.
What do you do? Wait, you do. Wait,
I write computer programs that try to identify that do a little bit of protein folding synthetically to try to identify good binders of the SARS spike protein, the SARS.
Oh, that's right. You have an
spike
important
protein.
job that affects humanity. You don't just make garbage TV
Barry's
shows.
important. People
I
love
don't work on
Barry.
Barry right now.
People love watching Barry. Well, you will be soon.
Will be soon.
I actually wrote an article today about how I believe that in the modern era, computer coders are basically akin to ancient wizards, because you're
Yes.
actually working to use language to create something in a world that doesn't actually physically exist. It exists
That's-
digitally, but it doesn't physically exist.
That's a great point. I do feel like it's sort of like writing down a spell. Like obviously, import standard library. Doesn't have the same magic, but still very useful.
Yeah, it's just interesting how everything is the same but different, in every era. It's kind of like you still have the same players, but they seem different.
I do want to follow up a little bit on the friction in the family. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Just like very disparate views on possible events that unfold, because you will have periods of this year that really experience a total breakdown in law and order and very kind of society-wide kind of breakdowns, if you will. So a lot of tension will arise, and perhaps that creates political discussions that maybe seem uncomfortable and cause disparate viewpoints amongst family.
Tough conversations. Now,
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But it's not, one thing that we should keep in mind is that a lot of this kind of chaos, if you will, does have to do with our treatment of nature. And, if we keep treating nature poorly, then, because nature, if we go and kill nature and do stuff like we've been doing, and it's not to like be a hippie tree hugger, it's just to say like, there's a way to do all this stuff that's in harmony. Like if we need to chop down trees, we can chop down trees, but there's a way to do it in harmony with nature instead of just totally, steamrolling like the way we're doing. So, because nature is our cosmic brothers and sisters, so it's kind of like we're committing genocide on that. So that's in my and my teachers talked about that a little bit. So that's a little bit of the reason for the chaos here.
All right, we've got another call. Dark Matters.
But
this is Dark Matters.
Hi, this is Jamie. I wanted to call and ask Austin. I need some spiritual guidance, so this is perfect.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot.
Austin, hi. So I've been working in the entertainment industry for like 10 years, and I've decided that I hate it. I want to make a big life change, and I don't know how to decide what to do. So what's a good course of action for me? I'm also having a child in July, but that's secondary. Let's talk about me for a minute.
Yeah, you have a lot of luck in anything kind of luxury retail. Any of that type of stuff would do well for you. You totally secondarily, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I worked at an Anthropologie for 3 months once, a part-time sales associate.
You got a cashmere sweater.
Oh,
yeah, but I'm talking.
Oh, you mean receiving luxury goods?
No. I was like you starting something in those spheres, starting your own thing, business, consulting, something like that. Any of that would be successful, but you also have some knack for writing and that type of thing, so you could monetize some sort of on-time, like YouTube platform / blog / whatever a lot of these people are doing these days. Like that type of thing would also work well for you. So those are a couple good options.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I've always wanted to be an influencer. I think I could do it. Right? You know what I could do? I could be one of those people who eat and then leave the camera on and then they talk through it. That's a thing. There's a Korean girl who does it, and she just bought a $2 million house in the valley.
Yeah, she ate live octopus, I think, or she ate like a live mammal. She did something horrible.
I thought she just ate like. Oh, really? I thought she just eats like large, copious amounts of like noodles and stuff, like actual real food. It's called mukbanging. There's an actual name for it.
Yeah, it's
$1 million house.
That causes my wife the greatest amount of stress is the idea and word of mukbang.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I'm stressed out just saying it. Well, this has been really good. So mukbanging or luxury retail, I'll study up. No, this is good. Actually, I've always wanted to be a writer, but I failed at that. But I'll try. Maybe I'll keep trying. That was a nice call out to my writing ability. Thank you, Austin.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
All right, great. Okay, love you guys. Love Dark Matter.
Thank you. Love you too. Bye bye.
Thank you, Jamie.
This is Jamie getting some great advice. Wow. Austin, you mind sticking around for another few minutes? I know I had said it would be 20, 30 minutes before.
No, go for it.
Okay, can we do me now? Is that can we indulge?
You're the opposite. You're like family is pretty chill, but career is kind of rocky this year.
Career is rocky this year.
Family's chill.
Yeah. But I think that you have a lot to offer. Like, you would do something really good with kids. Like, I feel like you should work with kids more. Like, you could be like some sort of leadership figure and find some new way to communicate with kids, because you have like a childlikeness about you. So anything that you do, with children could create a lot of good karma for the future.
Good. Well, I am gonna have 2 kids, so that guess I'd be good at that. So you're saying,
yeah, two boys.
So you're saying that I shouldn't look forward to I my normal job, I work in TV, and I might not have as much success with that this year.
Yeah, it's just, there's going to be office politics stuff. There's going to be, work availability stuff. There's a myriad of issues. It's not stuff that's like deal breaking. It's just a bunch of, BS, to be frank.
Sure. Well,
it's just kind of like more challenging.
So you're saying I'm not going to win an Emmy? Is that what you're saying?
You could, but like I said, you have to be triumphant in the sense of like, you have to realize that this is a peak creative time and just push through. A lot of times when, like, I talked with my buddy Pete Villani, and Pete's a pretty famous DP here in Hollywood, and he knows the guy who actually shot The Matrix, and the guy who shot The Matrix, or the lead DP, he did that whole green tint thing. I don't know if y'all remember in the beginning of the movie, the whole thing's freaking green. And like, he did all these like little things that like in retrospect were like brilliant, but everyone during the shooting of that film told him he was just a total F up. Like, he was like, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You shouldn't be doing this. And so he just ignored everyone and shot it the way he thought it should be shot. And so that's kind of my advice to you this year, is to like, listen to people who have like common sense, but if you know something needs to be done, then do it the way that it needs to be
All
done.
right, I can get on board with that.
Yeah. I do think you're gonna.
I don't think I'll win this year.
I think you'll be. I think you'll win an Emmy for something you do this year.
All right. Well, the clock's ticking.
That's my prediction.
All right. Thank you.
No worries. What was your birthday
Oh,
again?
January
Just so I can
25th,
double check
83. And the last 4 of my social is 6815. That's not real, so don't try
Everybody
to
go open up
open up a credit card. That's not.
I'm gonna try.
Do you remember that guy, that LifeLock guy who gave his social security number out on TV, and then? Oh, sorry. No, you go ahead.
No, I said I'm going to use it to open up a Subway.
Oh, see, there we go. Be sure it's not too close to Deb Jones' one though, because she is she'd light your building on fire.
Wow.
She is.
It's a tough lady.
I wouldn't say she's an arsonist, but I would say she would do it if she had to, or if she felt like she had to.
Like, I just can't. Anyway, never mind. I'm going to keep that to myself. All right, you guys. Okay. So, no, this is what I thought. It's kind of still, like, this year wasn't a peak year. Next year is not a peak year. But the year after 2022, I think, maybe you shoot something at the end of this year that ends up winning you an Emmy
Hell
in 2022.
Yeah. That's what I want to hear.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am planning on shooting something
There
at
you
the
go.
end of this year, so hopefully that'll go well. Hopefully it'll happen.
Fingers crossed.
Do you
It'll
now
happen.
being
What-
being an astrologer, tarot reader, somebody with intuitive abilities, do you kind of know what's in store for yourself over the next year? And how do you deal with that? If if things are kind of set in stone, that might be hard to like deal with the fact that there are these factors that you can't change.
You know, that is a constant struggle. It's kind of an interesting point that you bring that up. It's a good question, but you always have to attempt, want to be in the moment, right? I mean, that's the goal. So knowing what I know about my own life, it can create, strife in my own mind, but you just have to realize it's a battle. Every day is somewhat of a spiritual battle. So you got to get in there and mix it up and see where the chips fall. And there are things you can do to change your fate. So I'm always constantly engaged in those types of activities to help, shift my fate in a good direction. But it is vexing. I'll give you that.
Now we had a request in the chat. A friend of mine, Martin Shkreli, who is in prison right now. I don't know if you're aware of him. People want to know if you could do a reading for him. His birthday is 3/17/83. I want to know, will he be released from prison this year, and what do you see as his outlook for this year?
What was he convicted of? If you don't mind me asking?
It was like fraud, like investor fraud.
Okay.
That's a very classy crime for your
Is that
friend to have been
classy?
convicted of.
I don't know what's the
think so.
classiest crime. That's a topic for another day. But securities fraud, 2 counts of security fraud. That's what it was. I just googled it, which I guess is the same thing.
I think towards the end of this year he has a good shot at release. But it's not typically an area I look
see.
into that much.
Yeah.
But I would say that he has. It's kind of interesting with him. I don't know if he's. I don't know. I don't want to air his laundry out too much. But I'll just say, he's got some spiritual trials to like try and work out, and I think that he's half-ass committed to it.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Has he learned his lesson? If you've read any recent articles about him, it would seem to say the answer is no.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I was getting. It's just like he's just kind of gets it, kind of does.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's pretty accurate. All right. Well, Austin, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time to give us advice, take our calls. Where can people find you if they want to hire you or check out some of the stuff you've written?
Yeah, you can just my website is astrologybyaustin.com, or you can just Google my name and I'll come up on. I have a bunch of reviews on Google and stuff, so I'm out there. But yeah, I'll do a quick shout out. I did a film about the disaster rescue work that I did going in. I led one of the largest disaster rescue teams in the nation. We used to go in. I don't do it anymore, but we used to go into disaster zones. Like we pulled 2,000 animals
my
out of
God.
frickin' fires in paradise and stuff like that. So I used to do all that stuff, and I made a movie about it called People Power. So if people want to check that out,
Oh,
it's
wow.
on
I
Amazon.
feel like we should have interviewed you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out. But thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate this. I like getting to talk to people, and you guys seem like class acts. So appreciate the time, and wish you guys nothing but the best and a happy
All right. Happy
2021.
2021
All right.
to you too.
Happy.
All
All right,
right.
good
You
night.
guys have a good night.
You too.
Right.
20
Austin Muse of
2021.
Astrology by Austin.com if you want to hire him for
Oh
a
my
reading.
goodness.
A lot of how are you feeling, Bilo?
I really there were some times when he started laughing, and then just cut himself off. That I feel like I feel compelled to talk to him
Yeah.
about. I wonder if that's like the sales pitch. That's like it's a good method. I'm interested.
Yeah. I don't know why I typed guest with a colon. Yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed that.
It's amazing that we're almost at the end of the hour. It
Yeah.
feels like it's flown by.
It's quick. It's quick. I did want to
How it was like a minute ago that Deb Jones was talking to me about
her
her
Subway
her
sandwich shop.
with lots of salami.
Yeah, I don't think you get to choose what you like. If you own a Subway, they tell you what you serve. Like you don't get to be like this Subway is a salami Subway. You pretty much have to serve what they give you. Although I do remember Stephanie when she was pregnant with Oscar, she really craved the pastrami sandwich from Subway, which could only be found at one Subway that was like a half-hour drive from our house. Maybe it was a 20-minute drive. So I guess there is some element of participation may vary. Do you guys have Blimpies in Chicago?
No, but it was in like Rockford, and I bet it's in Chicago. It wasn't in the suburbs, but it was in Rockford, and it was in Madison, where my grandma lived.
Blimpie, Miss Blimpie.
Really, I had it one time and thought it was just.
But it was
fucking
larger.
trash.
Here's the thing about Blimpie: the bread was bigger. Subway bread, it was wider. So you got to look at that when you're eating a sandwich.
I only remember what we had. Excuse me. We had Tony's Subs, which was not a chain. It was just a guy named Tony's submarine sandwich shop. And that was considered the good sub in my town, and they were right. And then Potbelly moved in, and Potbelly I thought was like 10 times better. So it's a great. That's my take on sub sandwiches. This is sub sandwich.
This is Sub Matters. Submattershow.com. Check us out. Now I did want to talk about it's 2021. And that means Brother Wax asking in the chat, are we sad about Cafe 101? I didn't hear about this today. I wasn't on the internet a ton today. Did they announce that they're closing?
Did
I lose you, Bilo? Okay.
No, I'm here. I'm just looking up Cafe 101 to find out
Deb
what
Jones is
what the
saying
deal
yes. I didn't realize. Am I sad about it? I mean, let's be honest. The food at Cafe 101 was not good. but you could go there at 1 a.m. and like Rashida Jones would be sitting behind you. So that was cool. But let's be honest. Hunty saying the bacon was great. I mean, if the best thing you can say about the food at a restaurant is that the bacon was great.
It's also the diner from Swingers, right?
Is it?
It was definitely.
I haven't
it was
seen
definitely
Swingers
like
in a
the
long
last-
time.
or-
Isn't the diner from Swingers?
I'm pretty sure it is the 101 coffee shop. Like, I remember going to the Cafe 101 the first time and like freaking out because I recognized it from Swingers.
All right, people are saying it was.
JPL says it was the same place.
Oh yeah,
Same
they
place,
like
different owners, which
revamped
makes
it.
sense.
I don't know. I was never a big fan, but it was like the only restaurant within walking distance of UCB that wasn't the weird French place where people go would have meals during the pandemic with no masks on.
That at La Poubelle, which is that weird French place.
G. Wilson saying hello from North Korea. Hello, welcome to Dark Matters.
This is Dark Matters.
So it's 2021, and that means that you've probably heard about this. A lot of works of art that were made in 1925 are now in the public domain.
That's right.
Including the most famous one is The Great Gatsby.
and that means that that you can make anything that it is now owned by anybody. So you can literally copy
That's
down the
right.
Great
Here
Gatsby
I've got-
word for word and publish it as your own.
Oh, I
as your
have my
own writing.
Photoshop up already here on this screen. So we are going to produce our own Dark Matters edition of The Great Gatsby. And I've started working on a cover here. Here's my Photoshop.
Yeah,
I've used
I'm very excited. I have not
this
seen
is
this
the
yet.
horror. I put a horror font. We're gonna do our own version of Great Gatsby. It's gonna have the exact text of The Great Gatsby, but it's just gonna say Dark Matters presents F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, and then we're gonna put our own like bonus material in there to try to get people to so that I've started working. This is a horror font, but do you guys have some ideas of what we can put on the cover?
I love it. It's very
Yeah,
R.L.
that's what I
Stine.
was going for. R.L. Stein, Stephen King vibe. I don't know why. Jay Fleischstein asking about Nosferatu. I don't know. Nosferatu came mysteriously and then left. Ice Cream Cohen saying use the RoboCop font. That's a good idea. We need some ideas for like content to put inside the book to like entice people to buy this version instead
Yeah.
of the other version. And I think we're gonna sell. On Amazon you can
Yeah.
print up your own book. We're
Sure,
gonna
yeah.
have these for sale.
That's great. I think we should write. I mean, like, the ending. The ending.
Oh, you
I
think we should
mean-
change the ending?
Yeah, I think we should update the ending. Like, yeah, beat back endlessly into the past. Boring. Come on.
Should have come
let's have
with
some-
a new like a sticker that
I
says
want-
new improved ending. Should we? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna assign homework for all of our listeners this week. We've got to. I mean, I've read Great Gatsby, but it's been a few years. It's not very long. We
No,
should all read. We're gonna read The Great Gatsby, and then next week's show, we'll come up with some ideas on how we're gonna improve it.
This is Dark Book Club.
This is Dark Book Club. So get to reading Great Gatsby. It's in the public domain, so you should be able to get it for free now.
I would love just to publish like a better, like it's just better. We
better.
we trim the fat,
Or what if we change the character names? Jay Pill suggesting Great Gatsby Jr. Yeah, what about Great Gatsby Babies?
Yes, I would love to have a Great Gatsby, a child's Great Gatsby.
Oh, Ice Cream Cone saying put an anti-smoking poster with animal butts. Say butts are gross. On page 65. All right, we're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Hunty going with a Great Gatsby remake. Gats. Hey Daisy, Dick ain't shit. Blam. Gats as in guns.
Yeah.
I personally that Gats was also my first interpretation of Great Gatsby, but it was the Gatsby and Cats mashup where the characters sing about themselves and then go home.
Yeah, that's good Cats. The problem is, I mean, Cats is not in the public domain, but the creature Cats definitely is. Like the animal cat.
Mhm.
This is exciting. I'm gonna try the RoboCop font. I like that idea. I thought I had it downloaded already.
It's true. I guess. Well, I guess that's the problem is that like your porn parody was already legal, right? You could already.
Yeah.
You were always allowed to do that. So all you can do is just like use it straight, which is very boring. But maybe it's just Great Gatsby, but like explicit sex scenes intercut between real.
Oh, what about
scenes.
here? I'm gonna pop this on. What about this font? I like this font. This is Font Matters. I like this.
Let's see. Like I'm way behind on the stream.
It's not quite RoboCop. All right, we're not gonna rewrite the whole book. We're not gonna put in. Let me be clear about one thing. We're not gonna put in the effort to rewrite the entire book. We're just gonna be changing certain things. I don't have the time. I don't have the time, and neither does Michael Bilo. To rewrite the entire Great Gatsby.
Just tweak it a little bit, make it a little bit better.
We're just gonna tweak it. So we're gonna do little tweaks, like something like we could do, like I said, replace a character name because we could just do find and replace.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We can change the cover. We can I'm willing to write like 1 or 2 pages for the ending or like a new chapter, but I'm not gonna rewrite the whole book. To me, it's kind of funnier to just republish the book in its entirety and try without changing.
I do think it's funny. I would like to write like 1 page at the end of the book.
Ending,
like I do think the ending of The Great Gatsby is so good that you just gotta try and top it. Like that's what makes it top writer, is that you take the top writer of the past generation and you just take their book and you write a page onto the end. That I think would be fun.
Here we go. We could also put here. I wanted to. It's hard to host a show and do Photoshop at the same time. Do people on Twitch do Photoshop? That would be a fun Twitch show.
There is there's literally one of the most popular channels was, I think, somebody doing Photoshop.
Ice Cream Cone saying change Jake Gatsby to Ricky Schroeder. I like that. Hunty suggesting that we put his name. There we go. All right, Michael Bilo sent me this picture of his eyes. So I was thinking maybe we could incorporate that.
Mm-hmm.
I think just this. I'm not even going to do anything to it. There we go.
I do feel like those are the glasses that that are in the famous statue.
They kind of are. I really think so.
Or
it is.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, let's make a star and put new and improved. Oh, I don't have it. Oh, yeah, I do have it. Where is it? Coupon with halftone fill. Oh, that wasn't it. Never mind. Just trying to find a. Thought I had a. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Boom. I'm gonna put new and improved on here. Boom. All right, this is hard. Oh, wait. JFlesh10, bring up the picture of me taking off my pants in front of minors. I actually found that picture this week.
Oh, no.
I have the picture.
It is worse than I expected.
Did I send it to you? And who did I send it to? I sent it to you. Why is it worse? Here, we'll see. I gotta find it. I gotta go up my text chain with Bilo and download it. Use image as desktop picture.
Nothing better than that as your desktop.
This is a great picture. How do
Flesh 10 wants to see this. Hopefully, this might inspire her to new career.
What this will inspire anybody to do. So this is me with in my underwear with a bunch of girls that I thought were 18. Thought they were incoming college freshmen, but it turns out they were 14.
Mm-mm.
Here we go.
Not good.
Here it is. Venmo at Pack Dash Theater. There it is. There's me. Look at me with no beard. And I do have. That's a UPS shirt that I have on too. So the story from. Should I just retell the story so that there's context to this?
There's a yeah. Go ahead and retell the story.
So I had lost a bunch of weight. Thank you, Deb Jones saying great legs. I had lost a bunch of weight, and I went on a celebratory shopping spree, and I bought this. I found a full UPS uniform, so I bought it, and then me and my friends were in grad school, in our first year of grad school. And we were like, "What do we do?" And we're like, "Oh, it's summertime. Let's go to the Quad, which where our dorms used to be, and go hang out and see if anybody's there." So we go there, and there are these girls there. So we assumed that they were like the incoming freshman class, because like when you are in you're incoming freshman, you come in the summer and stay in the dorm. So we were just talking to them, and I was like, "Oh, hey, do you want to see my UPS pants?" So I took my pants off, showed it to them. I never pulled my underwear down. As you can see in the picture, I just took my pants off, and I was showing it to them, and they were laughing and stuff. You can see this one girl is, I think, taking a picture of my groin with her flip phone. It's just how you know that this is 2005 or 2006. But anyway, this guy comes out, this middle-aged guy, and he starts yelling at us, like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, sorry, we were just we were just playing around." He's like, "These are 14-year-old girls," and we were like, "What?" He's like, "That's right, they're 14." And I was like, "Oh my god, we had no idea. I'm so sorry. I just want to show them my UPS pants." And then the guy looks me up and down, takes a beat. He says, "UPS pants, huh? They don't deliver packages that small." And then he goes, "Huh!" And he turns around and he walks back into the building, and it's like a glass encased building. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see how there's like glass behind it there, like all the walls around were glass. So I saw him go into the building. I'm putting my pants on and stuff, and I can see him telling all of his friends in the building the story, and then giving them the punchline, and then him laughing, and then high-fiving everyone in the room behind him. And then I see him go to another room that's all glass, and he tells the people in that room what he said. It was like the greatest moment in his life, like the sickest burn he's ever said. I can see him like high-fiving everyone. Meanwhile, I just put my pants on and we got the fuck out of there. But this is the picture. I found it.
I agree with a comment in the chat, which is you thought those girls were 18. Multiple question marks.
I don't know. I mean, how old was I? I was 21 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, now I'm 37. I mean, honestly, I'm 37 and I couldn't tell you. I mean, anybody under 25 looks too young to me. I don't know. To me, I mean, I don't know. If you told me they were 18, I would believe it. J Flash 10 saying they look so young. I mean, they were at a college. In my defense, not that they were at a college dorm.
The context.
They were at a college dorm. It wasn't like we went to a middle school or something. They were, they were at the dorm. Yes. Gotta delete this episode now. I just want to point out I'm better at Photoshop than this, but I'm intentionally making this bad.
That's how it should look.
Wow, really getting roasted for how young. Look, I was 21 when this happened. I was not a 37-year-old man. This isn't me now going there. I did not know. If I go to a college and I see people that are living at the college, I assume that they are the age that's appropriate for living at a college. That's my defense of myself.
I think that's fair.
Damn it.
Also, a good lesson for all of us about being careful when we take our pants off.
Yeah. I want to say that's the last time I took my pants off in public. It's probably not.
Yeah, you were pretty modest at the Oh no, I guess UCB went up. We've already talked about UCB going away.
Yeah.
But yeah, they sold the space. I really want to know
I want to know who bought
who
it.
bought it.
That's why we should have been more aggressive when we called Ian Roberts.
Yeah, and like what they're converting it to a nonprofit, but does that mean that they're going to they're just gonna like take the proceeds of the sale?
Yeah. Guess what?
And-
We converted this show to a nonprofit too, because there's no fucking there's no profit. It's very easy to convert to a nonprofit.
It's true.
All right, here we go. Got my new and improved on there.
Love it.
We should put our names like really big. Oh my god, it's 1111.
Yeah, we
As
should.
the guy that
with
my
F-Scott.
grandpa would play bingo with would say chicken legs. B11 chicken legs. Should we flip it over? Well, anyway, Great Gatsby. We're all reading it. We're reading it this week, and we're gonna improve it.
Come next week.
This
with
is not the
notes.
definite cover. This is just, just spitballing here.
Something to get you
It's
started.
just some idea, just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks, and then hopefully, how long do you think it takes for like Amazon to publish a book?
Probably, I would say less than a week.
Yeah. We can get this out like by the middle of the month, I think. Dark Matters presents The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, and we'll probably be the first ones, first ones to market.
Probably, right?
And I also read Great Gatsby in the spring, so if we can get, that was a spring of my junior year of high school, so hopefully if we're out fast enough, we can
yeah,
get
so
the
they'll use our
the
version.
junior English kids.
That's smart. What we need to do is market our version. Like maybe we should have a special section for high schools to get them to want to buy our version.
We should give some copies away to a high school. Let's see.
We should
let's
just
see what
mail it. We should just to our high schools that we went to. We should just send a box of books, one each to each of our schools, unsolicited.
All right. Well, this is already become worth it. Whatever money it costs.
Yeah. Oh, and then we definitely have to have about the author pages on the back.
Oh,
With
for
just
sure.
our picture
Really
about the author. Like we'll
extensive.
have one for F. Scott Fitzgerald, and then have us the two of us, and it should be equal
Yeah.
sizes for the three of us.
How do we credit ourselves?
Edited by or produced by, improved by.
I do like produced by, adapted for the novel by Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Yeah, or maybe we could include the whole novel, but then we could do like a clue thing and write the alternate endings at the back. Like, here's how it could. That's one possibility of how it ended, but here's how it could have. Oh, I like Ice Cream Cone's suggestion. We give him the story by credit, and we have it written. Or what if it says written by? You know how they have the and so it'd say written by F. Scott Fitzgerald
Yes.
and then Frankie Gutman ampersand Michael Bilo. Changing 30%. Yeah, that sounds like too much work though.
That is a
Hollywood has stopped production for the next week and maybe the next month. So I thought maybe I'd have the next week off, but no, I have more work. Still have the same amount of work to do.
Well, that's probably.
But it's
good.
gonna be hard for me to write an entire novel. I mean, you never know.
I see what you're saying.
You sit down, you tap the keys, you can get 20, 30 pages out in a night.
Yeah. You can probably feed it into GPT GPT-3
What?
and have it start spitting out pages for you, and then just spit the last page back in and get another
What's
page.
GPT-3?
It's the language model, the newest, like, the highest performing language model for like generating text and answering
Oh, I see.
questions. It's like caused a lot of hubbub because there was a Google researcher who criticized it, named Timnit Gebru, and then was like fired very, very shadily by the company. But like, they are also applying applying GPT-3 and sort of models that are similar to it to like every single Google search. So it is, I don't know. It's
So it's
big.
like
It's
when
out there.
I am like barely able to type on my phone and I write like when period daylight space savings period time with 2 M's start, it knows what I'm talking about.
That's probably not what it is. It's probably more like taking the web pages, taking something else is converting that into like what it's supposed to be, and then it's taking that question and querying like a bunch of data about websites that it's got stored.
Yeah, I see. So when I search for Michael Bilo feet or whatever, it like reads
Yeah.
all the websites and tries to figure out. That's how
Yeah.
it gets me to your OnlyFans page.
That is correct. I did set up an OnlyFans for Dark
You
Matters
did?
this week.
I said
did,
that like
yeah.
it was Christmas morning. I got the PlayStation, Dad.
Unfortunately, it's hard to get people to show up to your OnlyFans.
What do you mean?
Like,
What's on?
you need sexy pictures.
What's on there? Can you give me the link?
Yeah, I believe it's onlyfans.com/darkmattershow, but you have to create an account
Oh, I don't want to do that.
So
What did you put
that's-
up
anyway,
there?
it's just annoying. I haven't put anything up because I couldn't figure out like how to get people interested in
It
it.
says the page may be
Maybe
removed.
you just gotta get listed on porn Twitter.
Porn Twitter. Oh man. J Flash 10 asking, do I know the journalist whose heart he stole? Yes, I know her. I've been emailing her, and she interviewed me for her book. I've been emailing back and forth with her for like I don't know, a couple of years. So I do know her. I emailed her last week.
Who is Perry
Oh
Caravello?
man, from the feature film Windy City Heat, my friend.
This is not something.
That's a real That's a real rabbit hole. You gotta watch Windy. You gotta watch
can
Windy
subscribe.
City Heat.
And subscribe for $5 to their.
He's a middle-aged
Stuff.
man who lives in Reseda. Basically, his quote-unquote friends, told him that he was going to star in this huge movie, and then set up all these ridiculous like situations that they put him in. He's like crazy, and he thought that he was going to be in the movie.
I love it.
All right, let's flip it over.
It's the Matters.
The Matters. Well, that was a great show. I loved having Austin on. But now we're after the Matters. This is After the Matters, the official Dark Matters after show.
And we're still taking
Still
your
taking
calls.
your calls at 818-650-3275. I'm slumping in my chair. I shouldn't slump.
3275. You shouldn't slump.
Jay Pill putting the link to Windy City Heat in the chat.
Thank you. I will
Oh,
definitely
you
be
gotta
watching.
watch it.
Not after this because I'm gonna fall asleep immediately, but tomorrow.
Yeah. How many times have you almost fallen asleep during the show?
A number of times.
I
Not
don't
great.
understand. Do you have like good sleep habits or something? How are you tired?
I
right
think
now?
that's correct. It's also the darkness, like being put in a dark room, just like makes me fall asleep.
Yeah.
Being in a dark room, also like being in a dark room, not in a theater. There's not
not
like,
energy.
There's not stink in here. Yes, there's not.
Yeah, it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell like weed and ass and sweat. We've got Hunter on the line with us as always. For After the Matters.
After the Matters.
I have a Great Gatsby story that involves me realizing that I probably have ADHD and then never addressing it for 20 years.
Go on. This is After the Matters.
Have I told you my Great Gatsby story?
I doubt it.
I was in the 9th or the 10th grade, and they assigned me to read it, and it's not a very long novel.
No.
But I couldn't get into it. But not like, oh, I'm bored. It was just like, oh, this is like the ADHD, like, you know, I cannot find my way into this. So I'm clearly not going to be able to do it sitting at my desk. I'll try laying in bed, sitting on the couch, maybe go to the other room, go to the kitchen. I wound up somehow, not like when you get into that state of flow and it's finally clicked, like, you know, you just realize I have been standing in my bathtub for like an hour and a half, just standing and reading The Great Gatsby.
That is how you learn. That is how you were able to read The Great Gatsby, just by standing in your bathtub.
I was like, until I just going room to room until just something clicked, and that's where I was, just standing up. My feet were a little wet, but like, it's not a long book, and it does read very well.
All right. Well,
But
I
I
just
do
posted a
think-
link to some inferior free version of The Great Gatsby. Oh, ours shouldn't be free. Ours should cost money. I think it does. I think if you
Oh yeah,
for a printed book,
definitely.
like the minimum you can charge is like $8 or something.
That's
But if you want to read Great Gatsby, I've put the link in the chat there to an inferior version. Without our
I do think you got to do it. Choose your own adventure, right?
well, okay,
Choose Your Own Adventure is fun.
but that's a lot of work.
Sorry.
No, it's
I-
not. Just like put chapter 1 in after chapter 7, and like just like flip them
Oh,
around.
just put it out of order. But I want
just
people
put,
to
just put
Exactly.
at the end of chapter 1, continue to at the end of page 1, continue to page 2, end of page 2, continue to page 3.
just add double the page count. People feel like they're getting twice as much for their money. Well, here's the thing. I want people to be able to read the full text of The Great Gatsby. And then that's why I had the idea of like this could actually be a useful version of The Great Gatsby, and we just add extra shit around it. That's really fun. Because that way, like, I would love for like a kid to bring it into his high school English class.
I actually, I have right in front of me my copy of Frankenstein, a Kaplan SAT score raising classic. It's the only copy of Frankenstein I own. And on the left side of the pages, it's the book, and on the right side, it's like weird, like liner notes and shit. So I have a pitch. I have an idea, and I think it's going to work. In fact, I think it's the best idea. It's the idea that will make Frankie have to do the least amount of work, and it's the idea that will be best.
Go on. What is
Have Robo Bilo write the liner notes.
Oh, huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ignoring the fact that RoboBilo took me like a day to create. I guess I could boot him back up. Should I boot up RoboBilo right now?
He's always down to party.
I could boot him up. Shouldn't be that hard. Let's boot up RoboBilo. For those of you, I made a robotic. Bilo was on his honeymoon. That's right. He traveled during COVID to Bora Bora. Oh, Avid wants me to activate my software. Go away. RoboBilo made in Avid Media Composer.
Brother Wags asked in the chat, does Bilo talk in his sleep? I occasionally like say words in like really deep sleep, but like only really rarely. But what I do is when I talk when I'm falling asleep, I will remember nothing of what I've said. So like I have had
feel like
conversations like with my wife that I just don't remember a single word of because I was falling asleep while we were talking.
I just want to say I feel like I've had that with you at DCM.
Yeah, I mean, I that makes sense. Like if I'm really sleepy, but like kept awake, I can talk. Like the last 5 or 10 minutes before I fall asleep, I will talk. It will be nonsense, and then I will shut down and not remember a thing that I've said.
Hate Avid. I can't log into my Avid for some reason. I don't really feel like dealing with it. Saying my password is wrong.
No, we don't. Yeah, I just meant
We have to do it
write
now.
the liner notes for.
We've got another call. I believe this is the Chess Devil. Is this the Chess Devil?
Hey, Chess Devil here. Born March 17th. Social security number is 6969.
6969. Also, you were born on St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day.
Also Martin Shkreli's birthday.
No, he was born the day the fucking pandemic started.
It really was Devil O'Brien, but when he came over, we just dropped it down to Devil.
Oh my god. I'm trying to launch RoboBilo here.
Jessica.
Can't do it. So sad. How was we didn't talk about New Year's. How was
So,
yeah, I don't know. What was cool? What was cool about New Year's is there were fireworks. There were like a ton of fireworks that I could see from the front, just from the like my living room. So didn't even have to go outside.
Yeah, so you're saying obnoxious fireworks is a cool thing for New Year's. Why would there even be fireworks on New Year's?
I'm saying, why would there be fireworks on that? There's always
There
fireworks
are?
on New Year's.
I guess
Yes,
I forget.
that's like the thing.
Yeah, I guess that is the thing, huh?
Yeah,
They dropped
Chess
the
Devil's
ball
the
and
guy
then-
that calls the cops at. Chess Devil's the guy that calls the cops at 1:01 a.m. to like make them come by.
Yeah,
and
hell
stop
yeah.
everyone
Chess,
shit
I'm on
fireworks.
Team Chess Devil with that.
What's New Year's is like the one time where it should be
July
encouraged.
4th. What about July 4th?
And the one of the two times.
What about my birthday?
I feel like your birthday, like if it were just Frankie's birthday and that were a national holiday, you know what, I would be fine with it. But once it's my birthday, you know, and then you're getting everybody celebrating their birthday with fireworks and it's just
Yeah.
getting shot off all the time. It's not
Remember
pleasant.
when Austin told me that I was gonna have a bad year with my career this year?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yes. No, it's a terrible thing to say to a person.
Can I
But
ask
he
the
offered-
room? Can I ask the room real quick? Austin was definitely reading the chat the whole time. right?
I don't know. He was eating,
Was
that's
he?
for sure.
He was eating the whole time.
He didn't react to the chat.
Well, he was eating. He was in his office, still on the clock, working until 11, which I loved so much. Like,
I don't
he's just
understand.
Still. No, I went online just to Google him to see if he was real because I wasn't sure if he was a character, and then I went in to see, and he's very real. And then said his office is open, closing soon at 11 p.m.
Well, I assume he's probably at his
He's still,
house.
like-
I'm sure he does it by phone or something.
I wouldn't take his predictions with a grain of salt. I mean, he did admit he did enjoy Fight Club and The Matrix as his favorite
Yeah,
movies.
from 1999. I mean, what? It's also like American Beauty came out. American Beauty is like literally a guy looks at a plastic bag and says, "That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen," and you're supposed to take it seriously. And then the big reveal is that a man, a masculine homophobe, turns out to be gay, and then he kisses Kevin Spacey, which is ironic.
Yes.
American Beauty. That's right. J. Fleisch Tensing doesn't hold up. It was always bad, right? Like we were just young when it came out, and we didn't know any better.
We were young, and there were many naked people in it, but it was like more upper class than American Pie. So we were like, oh, like I can watch this with my family, whereas American Pie, I have to like watch it with my grandma when I go to Florida, and she doesn't want to watch it with me.
We should get Thora Birch on. What's she doing?
Mira
Thora
Sorvino.
Mira Sorvino. Do you know? Oh no, that's Jennifer Tilly, not Mira Sorvino. I thought I had a Mira Sorvino story, but I don't.
No, you don't have a Mira Sorvino story because Harvey Weinstein made sure that you didn't.
I have a Thora Birch story.
Okay.
I was Thora Birch's #1 fan growing up.
How do you know that? Were you like?
I was one of the big posters on Thora.org.
Thora.org?
No way.
There was a website, Thora.org?
There was a website.
Hold on, I'm going into the Internet Archive.
I bought all her fucking movies on eBay. I don't know if the boards are still there. I don't even. But like that's like that was one of like the message boards that like the Kill Bill one, like those were like some of the big like key, and that in Live Journal and Dead Journal. That's like where I was when I was like 12 and discovered who I was.
What is Dead Journal?
Dead Journal is the goth version of Live Journal.
Oh, I think you can still find Just Devil's Dead Journal.
All right, hold on. I'm going to try to bring in this is Thora.org.
And by the way, it obviously was very different 20 years ago.
Oh, J Pill corrected me in the chat. It is Mina Suvari,
There you
not
go.
Mira Sorvino.
Hold on. Where do I get? Here we go. Here it is, Thora.org.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it was. It was like 2000.
The official Thora Birch website. Thora Birch
this is a
online.
snapshot
Wow,
of
this website's
2004.
really hard to view. 802,000.
Yeah.
Let's see, is there a fan appreciation, fan art, the fan interview, Thora's email, tribute to Thora? I'm trying to find the message board.
I think a poem I wrote once made its way directly to her.
Tribute to
my.
Thora.
Oh,
This is a Flash movie. Fan appreciation.
Flash.
Oh, I'll tell you one of the. While I was there, I had my first experience of someone over the internet dying and having to figure out how to react to that. Because it was like I was like 15, and it was like someone on the message boards died, and they're just like not there anymore, and it was like, this is new.
Yeah. Well, what year would you be on? Have been on Thora.org?
2002,
2002.
Because like that's when Ghost World, The Hole was a big one. In The Hole, you can watch Keira Knightley at age 16 naked. Don't do it.
All right. Thanks for that, Hunter. Oh wow, this is
What's that?
current and upcoming. Dungeons and Dragons Ghost World The Hole. Checks out. Oh, here we go. Board. Here's the message board. Oh, there's no way this is gonna... Oh my god. Thora on screen. Thora off screen. General topic chit chat.
Oh my.
Oh,
Which one should we...
Oh, okay. You know what I'm gonna say? Then go into 2003. That way we know I'll be
Okay.
in there. Just in case I was too early.
2003. All right.
Oh, this is fine.
July 31st, 2003. I don't know why I'm picking this. All right, here we go. This is fun. What's
This is
up
very
here?
Okay, I'm definitely in.
Best viewed with
Oh,
Internet
Oh, I
Explorer
don't have
5
the
plus.
links for the above are not working in this version.
Board is right.
Yeah, I
below,
can't
right?
click on it in this version.
All right, let's try 2002. I exist in the past.
See if I can click on these. See if it'll give me one where I can click. There we go. All right, we've got Thora on screen, Thora off screen, or general off topic chit chat.
Let's go to chit chat. I'm gonna regret this.
This is so weird.
This is what, like, oh shit. Yep. Yeah. That.
Where? Which one's you? Rosie W. Oh, M. Altman. I'm
Oh.
new. He
Oh,
posted
shit.
a post that says, I'm new and I'm slightly overweight.
And I'm slightly overweight.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hey, everybody.
I think that's one of the that's one of the quotes for the back of the Great Gatsby.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. All right, I'll write that down. I'm new and I'm slightly overweight. That's going to be one of our pull quotes. Hey, everybody. I'm Hunter Altman. I've been looking at you guys chatting up here so long, I feel like I know you all. In a stalkerish kind of way. Tee-hee.
Yeah.
Wow, your tee-hee was already
I'm
there.
the type of person who just lurks
Yeah,
around.
it's impressive. I didn't think Teehee. I thought Teehee was a later development.
If you want to understand where I'm at right now, is I am averting my eyes from the
All
screen,
right.
of course.
Wow. I want to be in Hollywood one
But
day for her. I'm a teenage actor, and I like to consider myself a comedian. That's enough. Please greet me nicely.
I was doing improv
Wow.
in high school.
Well, LOL says,
I'm-
welcome
I'm-
to the board.
I'm
As
only
always,
back
nice to meet courteous and interesting stalkers.
Pleasant
Yeah.
change. I'm glad you joined and have such a cool KEWL things to say as an introduction.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
2002
Wow.
was that weird window right after 9/11 and right before everything.
That's
got
crazy. All right.
That was the only year I got a teenager.
Look at that.
Oh man. Well, that
Thora.org.
Now,
did not expect to find that
Yeah.
out tonight.
Should we call Thora? No.
I didn't expect to remember it tonight.
Man, I wonder what embarrassing things lurk on the internet about all of us. Philo, how you doing over there?
Oh, do you want to?
My
If my list of favorite 15 actresses on my live journal is still there.
Let's save it for another day. Let's save the ammo. Let's save it for when we have nothing to talk about,
it's true.
because we have so much to talk about.
My finger is killing me. If I don't come to the next show, it's because
Your finger?
my finger fell
Well,
off.
what happened? What do you mean your finger?
My finger. This finger.
What happened to
I don't really know. I got hurt because I touched we have a bunch of unfinished wood at our
Yeah.
place or unbarked or something like that. And so I got what I thought were splinters but turned out to be cuts in this
Okay.
hand. And I think I might have either a really small splinter or maybe an ingrown fingernail on this hand, and it is just killing me.
it? That's not good. Would you look at it? Is it infected?
yeah. I'll subscribe.
Sorry, Chest Devil, go ahead.
I'll subscribe to your OnlyFans right now if you give us a nice 5 minutes of you trying to remove that splinter.
Oh God.
Wait, well, how do you not know what's going on? I don't understand. So you can't tell if you have a splinter or an ingrown nail?
Well-
That should be pretty evident.
I mean, all I can tell is that like it's just like red. It hurts a lot, and it's like it looks a little bit infected, but I can't tell whether it was because I got a splinter in it and the splinter got infected, or if so it just have an ingrown nail or something like that, and that's infected.
I mean, things shouldn't be
Did I put it up?
infected though. Like your finger shouldn't
Well,
hurt.
it shouldn't
You
be
know, like if your finger's hurting, that's telling you that
Yeah.
you need to go to the doctor.
I want to go to the doctor. Doctor's
Yeah.
indoors.
Why don't we have outdoor doctors right now?
I don't know.
You should just be able to go to the doctor at the park or whatever. Like most of the stuff. Park.
It's not considered very sterile.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just like getting a tongue depressor shoved up your mouth in a windstorm?
Yeah, I can. I would love to go to a doctor in the park.
It's a funny
We
image.
should have class outside for everything now.
We should have class outside.
Or just invite tons of people over to your house, like nothing's happening. That's the other version. And then look at me weird when I'm wearing an N95 mask.
What is it? It's like somewhere between 1% and 2% of people in LA are actively infected with COVID.
I mean, the math for me is 20% of people who get tested have it, and 20% of people in the hospital are in the ICU, and there are 0 beds.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is the progression of I'm losing my mind.
Thora.org. That's I'm just gonna change the topic.
Hey Hunter, didn't you have a story to tell us today? You said you had like some embarrassing story to tell us.
Which one?
Who?
He's talking about you, Hunty.
What?
Oh, in what context? I always have embarrassing stories. It's my life. Have you heard of me?
I've heard of it.
Which I need a context for an embarrassing story in order to know.
I don't know. I think you said you were going to tell one last night.
Oh no, you're talking about when I got catfish.
Oh,
Yeah, we talked
wait.
about that.
That's right, because I talked about catfish. Did you tell
Yeah,
the story about...
Frankie
Go Sketch
last night
Yourself,
was
yeah.
on Go Sketch.
I've never
Oh,
No.
sorry, go Frankie.
I've never been catfished.
Frankie was on GFY and we left him.
Thank you.
So I've been able to peep proper all 3 days of
Oh.
July, January 25th.
Thank you, so good to hear.
Congratulations.
So that's good
That's
news.
great news. That really is meaning 2021 is a great new year for you.
Jenna Malone was my
Oh
second
no,
favorite.
don't tell me you were on Malone.org or whatever. Malone.org is
No, there.
the website where Karl Malone tries to recruit teenagers to date.
Oh, Karl Malone. Bad
Ugh.
man.
But like, here's the thing: like, it wasn't like sexual because I was like 12 and like learning who the fuck I was. Like, I was like, and I just like liked Thora Birch, and so like I just got all of her movies. But the thing was, she was in a lot of movies as a kid too. So I'm like, should I be a completionist? And so now I have a copy of Purple People Eater on VHS, starring Neil Patrick Harris.
You know, you don't have to keep everything that you ever buy. You can give some of it away.
But he was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying, purple I'm trying
People.
so hard to not stay on the rhythm so Twitch doesn't ban me. People eater.
Yeah. What a sight to see.
Hunter, this is a safe space. We are your friends. We all have actually written a letter and something we want to tell you about you keeping all these VHSs. Frankie, you want to go first?
Yeah, this is the letter that we all wrote. Now, I won't write any of A New Great Gatsby, but I wrote this long letter for you. Hunter, we think it's time that you get rid of your Purple People Eater VHS. Purple People Eater really just threatening my microphone to pop. Purple People Eater. This is an intervention.
Yeah.
You should probably throw a lot of stuff. There's probably a lot of things you should throw out.
Yeah.
That's actually how I came up with the choose your own adventure thing. Was I've been cleaning my apartment today and I found all my old Animorphs books and I put them all on the shelf and they had their choose your own adventure books and I was like, if the Animorphs can do it, Jay Gatsby can do it.
This seems like a lot of work. But all great things aren't they?
Some things aren't, I imagine, but most things are.
Hunter, Chess Devil, would you guys be interested in writing like an analytical essay or a foreword that we can add into our version of The Great Gatsby?
Oh, hell yeah.
Chess Devil,
Hell yeah.
analytical essay?
Oh, yeah. 3 words.
Yeah.
Pressure that queen.
All right,
There you
we'll
go.
put Pressure That Queen right on the back
Pressure
of the book. Great. I have to edit a whole TV show in 2 days, but I can definitely also make a Great Gatsby book.
I will write a 70-page opening and then like a foreword, and Chess Devil's conclusion will just be those 3 words.
And for everybody, just everybody who's here. Next week we are going to try to name.
Are we gonna do that
name
next
Frankie's
week?
baby now.
Because we haven't put up like the posters or anything. Can
Are
we
we?
move it to the week after?
Yeah, we can.
Because I'll have less work the week after.
So 2 weeks
There
from
we
now,
go.
we're gonna- boys and girls, ladies and germs.
We're gonna name that baby.
Baby.
That's gonna be. This is probably until Bilo has a kid. That's probably gonna be the last one that we're gonna have till Bilo steps up to the plate.
Oh, you mean on the show?
Yeah, this is the last time we're gonna get to name a baby on this show. I mean, we'll gladly lend our baby naming services to anybody and anyone, but
Sure.
that's gonna be exciting. I don't know what we're gonna do next week.
Can you
Remember
put out
when-
a text ad that says, I want to name your baby and see who replies?
That's what we did. We did it with my first son, and we put up flyers all over town that said it had a picture of the ultrasound, and it said, "What would you name this baby?" with our phone number, and like a bunch of people called up and suggested names, and we actually picked one of them.
Yeah. Name the baby Cardi B. It would have been a good time
Cardi B Gutman.
to invest. If you were going to sell your baby's name, you could sell it for a big profit right now.
Thor, for a while there, back in the early 2000s, was very much the Zelig of, up-and-coming female actresses. You saw her in American Beauty with Mina Suvari. Well, that doesn't count. You saw her in Ghost World with Scarlett Johansson. Didn't realize she was going to be the breakout. And then in The Hole, you saw her with Keira Knightley. And then she kind of... Do you know the story of what happened with her?
No,
No.
I bet you do.
Her career... Basically, the long and short of it, her name is Thora. She is named after Thor, the god of lightning. Her younger brother's name is Bolt. Her parents either met or worked together on Deep Throat as actors. They were porn stars, so that's how they got her into the industry so young. It was very weird, very strange. Her father was her manager, and then as she got into her 20s and started doing sex scenes, her father got, like, she was only 16 in American Beauty. Like, her dad was on set, like, legally there to, like, be her manager. It was, like, creepy shit. And then when she was in her 20s, she got fired off either a movie or a play because her dad was just getting in there for the sex scenes. And it was, like, and getting in the director's face. It was, like, this weird, horrifying thing where her father was just destroying her career. And she's, like, only now, like, coming back in, like, B movies.
Jay Fleisch, that's horrifying. Jay Fleisch 10 in the chat saying that she was in an acting class as a kid, and Scarlett Johansson was in the class. That's crazy. Number one, being in an acting class as a kid. Number two, having Scarlett Johansson be in the class.
Oh, I have a story about, because I actually was an actor as a teenager. That's true. I took an acting class, and they were like, he's good. Let's hire him as Santa Claus. And I got a paid acting job to do 18 shows, and it was like
hiring you as Santa Claus?
I kept cursing at little kids.
You were, as a teenager?
I was Santa Claus. I was a teenage Santa Claus getting paid to perform plays 3 times every week. But I cussed at some kids. I didn't get fired, which is cool. But that just, acting class was really fucking weird because it led to that.
How is it 11:51 right now? How have we been on the air for almost 2 hours?
No idea. No idea.
What is time? That should be next week's topic. It should just be called, What is Time?
So I listened to your Hollywood
Oh, you
Secrets
did?
episode this week.
Oh,
What'd you
yeah.
Yeah, that opening bit, I almost pissed my pants. That was genius. Why don't you do more of that?
Oh, the opening bit?
The
The
rhymes. Is it the rhymes?
Yeah, the rhymes.
We stopped doing
Yeah.
it on the Twitch. Because when you start the show, you don't see it because you have to see an ad for TGI Fridays.
I
but-
got you. I got a Taco Bell one with finish
Yeah.
again.
Oh,
Well, thank you,
Great.
thank you, Chess
Fantastic.
Devil. Thanks for listening. We really did.
No problem. Yeah, it was really
Thank
good. I
you. We
enjoyed
really
it.
did break that Ellen DeGeneres story.
it's true.
You
That's so
guys were
nice.
the Hannibal Buress of your
Yeah,
time.
we really
That's
really
right.
were. I'm gonna put that quote on the back of the Great
Hannibal
Gatsby.
Buress, 2 colons, Bill Cosby, Dark Matters.
It's all
Ellen
yeah.
DeGeneres.
It's all we're in the Venn diagram. We just don't know what circle we're in.
Yep.
We should do that again.
It's time to, and this time people will listen.
Yeah.
You know, this time we can really bring some
What-
people down.
What you can do, you put up just a title card with like a little timer, like 2-3 minutes, and then when it's over, everyone's ads are gone, and then just go
yeah,
into the show.
that's true.
As a showrunner, if you sketch yourself, it doesn't work like that, and I want to punch Twitch in the face every fucking time it happens. That's why we have like a 7-minute loop to play before the show every week.
We had we have an announcer too. I should email him. I hope he's still around. Should look him up. Richard
Yeah, it's
Lund,
a
our
good idea.
announcer. He's our Don Pardo. Well, here's his IMDb. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know this. Richard Lund on. I'm gonna bring the. Hold on. How do I put this up? I'm gonna put this up on. Wait. How do I bring this up? Oh, whoa, trippy. Look at this. It's a hall of mirrors. Yes, I love this. Look at this hall of mirrors. I love it. Why do I like this? Okay, anyway, here's Richard Lund, our announcer's IMDb page. I did not know his bio. He worked in film and television for 28 years, after having made trans-light backgrounds for more than 200 films, including Ghostbusters. That's crazy. I didn't know that. We should interview Richard Lund. He has a comedy podcast called Highway 61 Filling Station. How do we not know this?
Gray humor, not black humor, not white humor.
He lives in Van Nuys, California. I thought he lived in Arizona. Here it is. Wait, I'm gonna put the audio. Give me a hot second.
This is 168.
Well,
views.
hey, it's doing better than Dark Matters, maybe.
Shut up.
Do. All right, we're gonna add. Just gonna add an app here. Firefox. All right. Sorry, guys. It's like a whole to-do to add audio into this dumb thing. Okay, here we go. Now we should be able to watch this. How do I see the video bigger? God, I feel like an old man.
Hi, my name's Elmer. I'm at Mrs. Aaron Drummond house now. That's where I live. But you should come by my work, Highway 61 Film Station. Right on Highway 61, right here in Minnesota City.
Oh, wow. Well, the last one was 10 months ago. It's a video about emojis. He's really not using the same voice that he does for our show.
It's too bad.
He's really not using the same voice that he does.
Whoa, feedback. Because here's Richard Lund.
I just put.
Oh, it's fine. Here's Richard Lund on our show. Here's our intro.
Warning. This show contains graphic language, strong sexuality, and fucked up shit. The mind.
Wait, quick, take a screen grab. Those are the eyes you should put on.
Oh, shit. Too late.
All right, I got one.
Oh, man.
Almost to midnight.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow, I see. Brother Wags with the dig saying his podcast is funnier than Dark Matters. It probably is.
Yeah, very, very.
Deb Jones, Jay Fleisch 10 bonding in the chat. Look at these beautiful things happening right here.
It's true. It's true. And that's what happens late at night, late on a Saturday.
This is what we do.
Creeping into Sunday.
This is Dark Matters. This is After the Matters. This is how it works.
I wish you told us who would win the BCS National Championship game.
Oh yeah, we could have made
make some money on
That's
that.
what we should have done. We should have tried to get the gambling lines up. We always fumble when it comes to making money.
Yeah.
Milo, are you doing stand-up right now? Are you practicing for your set for tomorrow?
Oh, no, I just don't. So I like to be able to put the microphone down, but so I got this.
Oh, I don't know. I see it. Yeah, you're doing sleep up. Is that what you're doing?
But then when I then when I pick it back up, I don't want to pull it out of the stand, so I just take the entire apparatus.
Can you do some crowd work for
I
us?
love that. Could you make fun of me? I'll take my hat off. You can make fun of my hair.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Looks like we got Deb Jones in the chat.
Yeah.
Looking like, she's a real lady killer. No, I mean it. She has a serial killer's haircut. Badoopst!
You suck.
Hey, I don't go over and fuck your mom when you're not home.
What?
Yeah.
Suck.
Yeah, what do you do for work?
You need a line after your joke. Like, say
What do you
Linux
do for
laptop
work?
after you insult us.
What do you do for work, buddy?
Talking to me?
Yeah, I don't see any other fucking idiots in the audience.
I'm an editor for film and television.
Oh, wow. So you mean like, has the do you pretend to do the job, or does the robot just do the job while you watch?
It's pretty.
Your mother's a robot.
Hell yeah.
My mother is a robot. My father is the most brilliant scientist in the world. No woman could satisfy
Brother
him.
Wags saying there's a Kumail Nanjiani pic that came out on Twitter today.
Is it him being really jacked? I saw the picture of him being
Yeah.
really jacked
Oh,
once
here
upon
it
a time.
is.
It's unnerving.
Is it this one? Hold on.
Warning.
Oh, look at that.
This show contains graphic language, strong sexuality,
Buff Kumail.
and fucked up shit.
God, you know how you get like that is you just don't
The
eat
mind,
food.
the soul,
Yeah, and you work
The
out.
universe.
You don't eat food.
It makes
pretty
me feel
deep.
bad.
This
He used to
This
host a
is Dark
comedy show at
Matters. Eat shit, Dave
comic book
tomorrow.
store, and now he looks like that. What have I done with
Yeah.
my life?
Yeah, we used to host a show
mean-
in a 40-seat theater.
And it's- yeah.
Look at us now.
And you look like him too.
Yeah. Look at that. Good for him. God.
He's got cum guts.
What do you think he eats? I have a true Hollywood story that I could say, but I probably shouldn't say it.
Mm.
Okay, Brother Wags is saying I did
Just
not have
replace
the
the
right
name.
one. Oh! This one, hold on.
Warning.
Look at this one.
This show contains
This is a
graphic
different
language,
story here.
strong sexuality,
What the
and fucked up shit.
He looks like he's
The
drawn.
mind, the soul, the universe.
My
Pretty deep, huh?
favorite tweet about it was
This
the idea that
is
he
Dark
did
Matters.
steroids for a movie,
Eat shit,
but then the
Dave
pandemic
tomorrow.
happened, and he just had to keep
Oh
doing
yeah,
steroids.
probably because he doesn't. They're gonna start like, yeah, we'll probably start shooting in like May or June. We'll have to see when people can get vaccinated. And he's like, fuck. What the fuck is he even?
Yeah, he has to keep on the regimen.
Looks like he's eating like dog, but
Okay.
like, what is that on his plate? It literally looks like hard dog chews. Also, his hand is like in the. It's like on the gingerbread house.
I think he just got someone to draw that for him on the boardwalk. Like, if you look behind him, there's a little beanie hat with a propeller on it. You can hardly see it.
Got a pan. Also, he has a Pan's Labyrinth poster in his house. All right, you're a millionaire and you have a Pan's Labyrinth poster in your living room. You don't have any
I'm
art.
sure it's like a Pan's Labyrinth.
I'm sure it's
lithograph.
signed by Guillermo del Toro, whose email
Yeah.
address I have.
It's
Oh, speaking of
Guillermo
which,
del Toro
send
at
me-
gmail.com. Everybody, try that one out. That's my guess.
Can you send me the email address that you promised me of the person who has the same level of career esteem as Guillermo del Toro from last night?
Wait, who? I don't remember. Just
Oh, Jay
who?
Lift.
Jay Leno?
Oh,
I still can't. Every time you say it, it like breaks up. It's really weird. Oh, Jonathan Lipnicki. Yeah, I found his phone number on Spokio. If we could try calling him, it is midnight. It's after midnight.
Yeah.
You have to call him. We got to find out about Little Vampire.
Gotta call Lipnicki.
That's the name of the episode. Big questions about Little Vampire.
All right. Well, it's 12:05. Should we call it? It's been 2 hours.
I think let's call it.
How many times have you almost fallen asleep during the show? Should we keep some
couple of
stats on that?
times. A couple of times. We should. For the next one, I'll track them, but maybe I'll just build a little button that I can push and increment the
All right.
increment the
Well,
tracker.
honor system. Everybody who reads Great Gatsby this week gets a free copy of Dark Matters Presents The Great Gatsby, signed by both of us.
Signed by both of us, and potentially.
And we'll
F. Scott
also have
Fitzgerald,
somebody write F.
you
Scott
know,
Fitzgerald.
in quotes. That would be.
But it's not going to be on.
It's not gonna be what? You got it, Pat.
It's not going to be either of you, right?
No, we'll how about we just find somebody named Scott Fitzgerald or something like that?
Scott Fitzgerald. All right, we'll figure this out and come back next week for the matters because they're gonna be spicy.
Yeah, there's gonna be some spicy matters, and I agree. You are hotter than Kumail Nanjiani, Bilo.
I wish, but
all right. Well,
let's see them cum gutters.
right. This has been Dark Matters. This has been After the Matters. 818-650-3275. You can always leave us
3275
a voicemail.
Leave us a voicemail or a text.
And we will play it on the show. Nobody ever takes us up on that. But it's true. And we're going to sign off for now and say goodnight.